Hi awesomes! Welcome to this video. This video is about service dog laws in Australia. I don't live in Australia, so don't take my information seriously. Just take it as advice and do your own research if you're getting a dog in Australia or if you're going there with a service dog. But this is just what I can find out while I'm making this video. And I'm going to use my phone to look it up. I'm going to see if I took any pictures a while ago, because I might have done, but I'm not sure. Give me a minute. Yes, I did. So I already did some research already. Okay, so these are what it says on the pictures I took. It might not be in any particular order, but they give information you could use. And a lot of it is the same as in the USA and UK. I'm not going to do a comparison because that was a bit too much hard work, but I will tell you what I have found out. When I put in our service dog allowed everywhere in Australia, that is in public places, hotels, swimming pools, hospitals, shopping malls, fitness parks, arcade, amusement parks and stuff like that. And it says here, have the right to take the service animals into public places. So that's the same as in America and the UK. They're allowed to take them anywhere. And another thing I looked up, can I bring a service dog to Australia from the UK? It might be the same for the USA and other places, but I'm not 100% sure. I live in the UK, so I just looked up the UK. All dogs, including assistant dog, must have a valid Australian import permit. So that would be a passport, and you would have to go on a website to get like a visa, like a human would need to get, where it says they've been fleed, wormed, been done for everything that you would need for going anywhere around the world traveling. Before arriving in Australia. And I looked up, do they need to have a vest? And they do. And it says an animal will have a jacket with branded from the organisation that qualified it. I couldn't find anything out about owner trained. Unless you probably got a doctor's note from the country you're coming from, then you might be able to, but I can't be certain. But all I found out that they have to be trained by a service, like dog for autism or dog for the blind or something like that. I haven't found anything out about owner trained. How do I make my dog a service dog in Australia? That is, if you live in Australia, contact the local government of where you live to arrange this documentation. So you would have to go to the government to do it, of wherever you live, like the government of Lisbon, not Lisbon, of Brisbane, or whatever they're called over there. Can you get a service dog for anxiety in Australia? Emotional support animals are not recognised. So it's the same as in the US and Britain. They're not recognised. So they can refuse you access and all that. The same as here. Can I bring my dog from the UK? If they're not service dogs, they did every dog. You need to get entry permit for your pet. Because it would be classed as cargo. And they would have to be quarantined for 10 days. I think it might be a little different for service dogs, but I can't 100% be sure because I couldn't find that out. And I'm going to look that up in a minute. Your dog must be fully vaccinated against I'm going to spell this out for you because I can't read it. And dyspraxic. Leptospira. Against that, whoever that is. They must be microchipped. So if you live in the UK, they will be. Vaccinated against rabies and a certificate to support that. They don't need documentation, same as UK and US, so you don't need documentation to say they're a service dog, but it would be handy to have. So that's what I found out at the moment. I'm going to look up some more stuff in a few minutes. So I'm going to look at Service Dog Laws Australia now. Service Dog Laws Australia. Assistant animal, I'm going to read what it just says at the top. Assistant animals are specially trained to alleviate the effects of a person's disabilities, are recognised under the Disability Discrimination Act 1992 and must be given full access to public facilities. The regulatory scheme governing assistant animals is the responsibility of the state and territory government. So it's governed by the people responsible in that area that does the rules and stuff. I'm still looking it up, so give me a minute. So I don't know about the permit to bring them into Australia. Oh yeah, to get the permit, you have to go to the Director of Biosecurity for the permit. Unless you're going to New Zealand or Norfolk Island. That will be in another video. They must meet hygiene and all of that. So don't have any fleas, worms, be vaccinated against rabies and not have rabies. And they did have to be clean and not bring any like bugs or anything into Australia. You have to get them 123 business days for all important permits. So before you go, get them 123 days or more business days to sort out. So try and plan it about. Try and plan for about 7 to 8 months before you go to give you leeway. And this is just on like a website. You can find this out yourself. If the training must be members of the International Guide Dog Federation or Assistant Dog Internationally. Alternative, they would accredited by law, either public transport legislation or legislation or regulation for the state or territory of where you are in Australia. You must have the medical history with you just in case. You can get the form that you need online. There are 3 groups to bring them into, and you must finalize rabies vaccination test, the laboratory test, vaccination, and all the documentation. And if you're in the group, when you look up the information, you can find out what group your country will be under. And if you're in group 3, they are not allowed to come in for at least 180 days from the date of the sample. If you're in group 3, I don't know what that means. But better for you to look it up, because I just don't want to tell you what I think and stuff on that bit, because that bit really important. And failure to do it, you can be refused entry and be turfed out and back to your own country. You can do the documentation online. You can do it over the phone or by email. You can and you can probably and you can post the thing, and you have to have 10 days of isolation for your dog. So I think you can probably do that in Britain, probably, if they give you the dog tray back in the airport and you go on the plane and stuff. 30-day quarantine isolation period assistant or non-Australian origin if you're in group 3. And you can bring your dog if it's not done all that, but they would have to be under quarantine for probably longer. You would have to fill out the form when you get there, then you have to wait till that. During that, you won't be allowed your dog until all of that cleared. And if it's not cleared, you won't be allowed your dog until you go back. And they will keep the dog in quarantine until that day. So I will get it done before you go. Because... And you can take them on cruise ships. But that's the same law as everywhere. But they're done by the cruise company. Because, and what countries you're going to on that cruise. So that's all the information I can find out online. I hope you enjoyed. If any other country apart from New Zealand and wherever that island was, let me know. Comment below and I'll do them after I've done the New Zealand and wherever that island was. Thanks for watching. Bye.